Hopefully you guys are here fresh off my other 2 videos where I talk about my best songs from this past winter, this past spring, and now we're talking about this past summer. And no, Boot Up is not one of those songs. Sorry, I didn't love that song as much as everybody else. I really like the T-Pain remix though. So first we're gonna get into my favorite albums for the summer. Now, we all know that Kanye had his whole little 8-track Wyoming summer thing festival happening with albums where he put out a bunch of albums that only had 7 tracks on them. And guess what? 3 of those albums I really fucked with, and those 3 are Daytona, Kids See Ghosts, and Tiana Taylor's Keep That Same Energy, KTSE. Daytona is amazing, probably definitely one of the top rap albums of the year. Kids See Ghosts just surprised the hell out of me. I went in expecting to hate it, fucking came out loving it, and it has to be because of Cudi, because I did not like the Ye album. I liked maybe 2 tracks on the Ye album, but loved every single track on the Kids See Ghosts album. So the only thing I can think of is that it's Cudi. The Tiana Taylor album, from start to finish, I just think it's just R&B greatness. I loved it, especially the first track. I love that I got a man but ain't got no manners hook. I just think it's really clever and just dope. I just like it. And the 3 other albums that I was fucking with during the summer would be The Carters, Florence and the Machine, and Astroworld. Surprise, surprise, Astroworld. If you haven't seen my video of me reviewing and reacting to Astroworld, you should go watch it, because that album was such a surprise. When I said I didn't expect Astroworld to be as bomb as it fucking is, I didn't, because I only fuck with the one Travis Scott song from the Rodeo album, 2 actually, Antidote and 90210. Like, I don't listen to him otherwise. I did like his feature on the Miguel album, but couldn't deal without him on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not missing him. Now I can say that if he don't come out for a few years, I'm gonna be like, yo, where's Travis? I actually miss him, because Astroworld is just that fucking phenomenal, and it came out of left field. Like, I did not expect it at all. Now the Carters album, Everything Is Love, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I don't love it. I like it a lot. I am biased, I will say that, because I am a Jay-Z fan and I do love him. So whenever he does anything, I'm there to listen to it, but I didn't love the album as much as I thought I would. I like them together as a couple, obviously, but I like them musically separately, because I love Lemonade and I love 440, but I only like Everything Is Love. Like, every track on Lemonade, every track on 444, but only like 5 tracks on Everything Is Love. So when they come together, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It doesn't, I guess, mesh well, but it sounds good. They're all tracks on that album I definitely fuck with. I definitely come back to. Ape Shit being one, Summer being another one. Fucking beautiful ass, sensual ass song and singing from Beyonce. Their song Black Effect, which I fucking love. That's the best thing about that album, is the samples. Their samples are amazing. Another thing about the summer that was a great thing, or maybe this happened in the spring, but I was fucking with it in the summer. Baychella. That should have been an album or like a DVD or something. I know people don't buy DVDs no more, but that should have been like a digital copy, because holy shit. Beyonce, holy shit. Yeah, so that's what I thought about the Carters. Florence and the Machine, amazing. You can go watch my Florence and the Machine video to know how I thought about that album. I love Florence. That album was like a different feel for her. Like, her and her band usually do like the rock pop, but that album is like pop gospel. Those crescendos, it was very loud and big, and that album, like, very good. The bass, oh man, yeah, that's one of the top ones for the summer for me. And 2 more towards the end of the summer that came out around the same time as Astroworld was Nicki Minaj's Queen and Ariana Grande's Sweetener. Now, when I first heard Queen, I was like, this is great, I love it. But then as time went by, I was like, this is not as timeless. And I did say this in my video. That album, though it is good, it's not as timeless and as like iconic as Pink Friday or Pink Print. I can still listen to Pink Print today and just love everything. But Queen, for some reason, I don't love it as much today as I did 4 months ago. I just don't. I don't love the middle of the album as much as I did. I still love the last track because it still reminds me of the club Juve Brooklyn scene where everybody was Caribbean. It still reminds me of that because of the sound elements that's coming through and because of the beat. Of course, the lyrics aren't all there, but I still fucks with that track. But as far as everything else on the album, like, really not coming back to it. So it was a highlight at the time, but at the end of the year now, it's really not anymore. It's crazy how things can be of the moment and then they just die down, and that was it for me. Same thing with Sweetener. I didn't hate the album. I liked it. I didn't love it. But there was tracks on there when I first heard them. I was like, this is great. But now there's only like 3 songs on there that I would still go back to. Obviously, God Is a Woman. That song is forever, you know, out of here. That song was out of here. So yeah, for some reason those ones died down for me as the year went on, and that's really unfortunate. That's it for the albums. Now we're gonna get into the honorable mentions, as in certain songs or collection of songs, but not whole albums, that stood out to me that I feel like I discovered that I didn't know about before. First one being Come Over by The Internet. Yo, you don't even want to know how many times I listened to this during this summer. You don't even want to know how many times I listened to this song and how dope I think that video is, with the whole band having their own color scheme type thing going. Oh, it's so great. I love that song. And that album that they had was also really good. But Come Over is the one for me. That song, yes. Another standout album that I listened to wholly but only liked half of the songs for was Christina Aguilera's Liberation, which also as the year went on, I didn't listen to as much. I don't know. Only a couple tracks on there stand out to me. Listen to Nazir's album, and I like it. I like it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm not completely indifferent towards it, but it's fine. I'm not gonna lie, the only song on there that I do come back to is probably Bonjour and Adam and Eve. I'm not really coming back to anything else. Sometimes maybe Everything, but I can't really take the whole Kanye refrain in the beginning when he's singing with the dream. I just can't do it. Another honorable mention, a song that I discovered going through the YouTube wormhole, was Jeremiah's Forever I'm Ready, which uses that sample that we've all heard before. I love that song. I love the way Youngberg or Hitmaker, whatever he's calling himself now, I love the way he flipped it, and I like the mix, and I like Jeremiah singing on it. I just think it's a really sexy song, and I listened to that a lot during the summer. Another song I listened to a lot was 1999 by Brockhampton. 1999 Wildfire. I especially love Bareface's vocals towards the end of the track. Sometimes we'll listen to that track and just fast forward to Bareface's verse. And the reason I know that his name is Bareface is because I looked him up, because I was like, who is this singing lovely like this on this track? As far as Brockhampton as a whole, I listened to a couple of their songs here and there, nothing worth mentioning, but this track I definitely listen to all the time on repeat, and it is worth mentioning. Once again, Isle of Dogs soundtrack. Isle of Dogs score, I should say. Them drums, man, they was hitting for me right in here in my heart. As far as Drake's Scorpion, I don't even know why I'm mentioning it right now. I guess because I listened to a few tracks off it. I fucks with God's Plan. I fucks with Nice for What. I liked Finesse. I like In My Feelings. But the track that I listened to the most from Drake all year wasn't even on that album. It was Look Alive. Somebody else's song featuring Drake. That was the most listened to Drake song from me this year, and it was not on his album. But I listened to it more than everything. Look Alive was my shit, my Drake shit this year, especially during the summer. Now, because I was listening to Kid See Ghost so much, and because I love that so much, it kind of rejuvenated my Kid Cudi love, and then I went back to listen to his catalog and discovered a whole bunch of Kid Cudi songs that I'd never heard before. What is wrong with me? Because I never used to listen to whole albums. I would just listen to, I would nitpick certain tracks and listen to those. Man, Kid Cudi, you need a new album. That's all I gotta say. Even though a lot of your older music is now new to me this year, because I only just started listening to it, I Actually Miss You, you need a new album. That Kissy Ghost album was phenomenal. His song with Will Smith called Golden something, Rose Golden. Fucking love that song. I discovered that this summer and listened to that a shit ton. And lastly for this summer, Tierra Whack, which was recommended to me by a podcast that I listened to, a film podcast that I listened to, that was talking about her videos and how they were exactly 1 minute of each song and 1 minute songs. I just thought that that's super cool and super clever, and she reminded me of like a Mixie Elliott mixed with a Tyler the Creator, and I love that she did that. I just think that that's so creative and so out of the box and so like just next type shit, like really fresh shit, not recycled. Yes, there's inspiration from Busta and Tyler and Missy, like I said, but it's still in a realm of its own. Like it's still very different, so colorful, and just the way it's just different. It's just different.
It's just different.
1 minute she's like a model or a prostitute, the next minute she's like a little kid in a candy store playing, and then she's like a veterinarian. And one of the dopest things that I saw, that I listened to and saw for this summer. So that rounds up my summer of 2018. Let me know once again in the comments what you thought of everything that you heard in this video. If you're gonna go watch or listen to anything that I recommended. I'll see you next time when I talk about what I listened to in the autumn yearly roundup thing that I'm doing. I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces, Triple Dub.